Who? Me? What? I sat there and tears just started streaming down my face. I choose to work with families and entrepreneurs to fulfill my life's purpose. I help them start their own businesses because it is the only way to gain a competitive edge in life using the tools of entrepreneurship. I am on a mission to impact 500,000 individuals in my lifetime to monetize their own unique gifts, start a business, and change the trajectory of their lives forever. Hello, my name is Loretta Wetzel, also known as Mama Soul Wisdom, where I share old school wisdom for a new generation. I am the founder and CEO of Heart to Wealth LLC, and I hail all the way from Chi-Town, better known as Chicago, Illinois, or the Windy City. And yes, we definitely have the best deep dish pizza. With my help, my clients will crush it by starting their own small business, break negative patterns, and live a life of freedom and choice for themselves and their families while generating multiple streams of income. It's not just what you leave financially for your children, it's also what you leave in your children. Values, financial discipline, wealth, and knowledge to succeed in life. Education through exposure will create a better world. There isn't much positive news in the media these days, and exposure is the key to what's possible for yourself and your families to live a life you've always dreamed of. You can do it. Don't fake it until you make it. Faith it until you make it. Take consistent and intentional action, and your wish will be fulfilled.
Well, Lord, Loretta Dooley Wetzel said, stop messing around. Do you really want success? Stop messing around. Do you really want success? Now, I'm not going to have her talking to me like that, but she's speaking truth to power. Is she speaking to your inner self? Let's dig in. Because I had to ask myself that, am I messing around? Are you messing around? Let's find out. Go ahead, hit the emojis, bring on Loretta, because we need to find out what Loretta knows so we can get moving. See y'all in a few minutes.
What if you could do right by your family? You want to live in good neighborhoods and have access to extracurricular activities for your family, don't you? It's better to send your kids to the best schools for quality education, isn't it? Why, that's not possible, you might say. I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, and my circumstances are really tough. While some of those statements may be true, it's really your belief system that has you stuck. But if you are ready to hear the truth, say yes. If you are ready to stop messing around and break the cycle of negativity, say yes. According to a published 2020 study on 233 millionaires, over 75% of those millionaires were self-made, meaning they didn't inherit their money. 51% of them were entrepreneurs, and 41% of that population came from poor households. People, we have no excuse. With technology available at our fingertips today, it is easier than ever to start your own business. My name is Loretta Wetzel, also known as Mama Soul Wisdom, where I share old school wisdom for a new generation. I am passionate about families and entrepreneurship. Why? Because it is the only way to gain a competitive edge in life for yourself and your family. Business ownership develops multiple streams of income, and eventually points toward passive income where you begin to build true wealth. I am on a mission to impact 500,000 individuals and families to monetize their own unique gifts and start their own business using the tools of entrepreneurship. I've had the privilege of helping families to change the trajectory of their lives by guiding them in starting a small business, everything from hair salons to real estate investing. My promise to you is to help individuals and families become financially independent through entrepreneurship. But first, you gotta stop messing around. Are you just gonna keep watching reruns of Empire or Build One? Are you gonna keep watching Power or claim your own power? I'm from the Chi, and I choose not to get caught up in that drama. If you want your family involved in your business in whichever way you define family, your children will imitate you, period. It doesn't matter if it's past their bedtime. They will pick up your behaviors through adult conversation or worse yet, in the street. Let me share something with you that might be shocking. I remember being a kid, about 8 years old, and my mom would put me to bed at 9 p.m. She thought I was going to sleep. Instead, I had a small flashlight hidden underneath my covers, and I would read for about 90 minutes. Then I would flip my pillow from my headboard to the foot of my bed, crack the bedroom door open just a teeny tiny bit so I could see the kitchen TV. I remember sneaking and watching The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson when adults could still smoke on TV and I could hear grown-up conversations. Here's some old school wisdom for you. Little pitchers have big ears. It's your choice how you spend time with your family. But choose wisely, grasshopper, because you are being watched and imitated. If every man you bring home you sleep with and you think your sons and daughters aren't going to grow up and do the same thing, you are sadly mistaken. And ladies, just because a man takes you out to dinner doesn't mean you have to have sex with him. It had to be a man that created the phrase hit it or quit it. But I won't go there so we can keep this G-rated. So, how do I start my own business? I don't know. Well, that's okay, because honey, I didn't know how to do half the things I'm doing today 10 years ago. You see, part of my professional career included being an HR executive at a major airline. I worked in corporate America for 15 years, coming to work early, staying late, and sacrificing precious time away from my family. My boss called me into his office one day. He said, "Loretta, the company is undergoing a corporate merger, and we have to let one of our top managers go. And it's going to be you." Me? What? I sat there and tears just started streaming down my face. Me, the dedicated employee who showed up for 15 years. Me, the employee who lived and breathed the corporate culture. Me. My boss had just yanked the rug out from underneath my feet, and I was angry. Talk about an angry black woman. Woo-wee. But after I calmed down, it really hit me. I was terrified. I had 3 strikes against me. Number 1, I was literally unemployed with no potential job interviews in sight. 2, I'm graced with age, and companies were hiring millennials straight out of college and give them 1/3 of my 6-figure income salary. But number 3 was the kicker. I thought I was going to have to break a promise to my 2 children in college with out-of-state tuition. Hello, baby. Mama lost her job. So that means you're going to have to come home from college and leave your dreams behind. Now, I don't have time today for the full story, but what I will share with you is that I transitioned into becoming a successful entrepreneur. And I used the tool of real estate investing. When I generated $80,000 net profit on my first real estate deal, results not typical, I never looked back. Moving forward, I've expanded my business as a prominent family entrepreneur expert using my 6P system that I have developed over the years with powerful results. Parents have personally thanked me for transforming generations to come. Here's what I want you to know. 99% of success is built on former failure. In my workshop, I'll reveal the first steps to legitimately start your own business. But first, you gotta stop messing around. You must be willing to take a risk on yourself and create what you want in this world. Write this down. The acronym CREATE stands for the following. C is for creating your why. If you don't know why you want to start your own business and achieve success, when times get rough, you won't have anything to anchor onto. R is for reading books. Most CEOs read a minimum of 100 books per year. If you choose to be a CEO of your own business, then you gotta act like one. E is for excel, and let me be clear, that does not mean perfectionism. It does mean doing the best you have with what you've got. A stands for affirmations. How does our mind know what to believe? By verbally speaking affirmations. This helps strengthen our new beliefs and restructure our thought patterns so we can take action and manifest our dreams. T is for training. You can learn all day long, but if you don't apply what you have learned, it will never come to pass. And E is for experiencing life. Don't squash your dreams. Life is meant to be abundant, experiencing all that the world has to offer. But in order to create, you gotta stop messing around. You gotta what? That's right. Stop messing around. Here are 3 success factors for families and business owners to help you achieve success. Number 1, gratitude. Everything begins with gratitude. It can transform common days into holidays, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. Gratitude is not a challenge, it's a choice. 2, raise your vibrational frequency. It's the difference between action and reaction. Action produces results. It may not be the results you're looking for, but you can adjust and do it again. Reaction usually starts with a trigger and you stay in a negative emotional state, producing no results. There are many ways to raise your vibrational frequency, and dancing to my favorite music is one of them. 3, self-esteem. When you have high self-esteem, you are willing to take calculated risk necessary for an entrepreneur. You don't allow people to place you in false frames, meaning they are defining who you are instead of you defining who you are. Remember, there is a purpose for everyone that you meet. Some people come into your life to test you. Some come into your life to teach you. Some They come to use you. And then there are some that bring out the very best in you. Don't wait. Take action. Text the keyword START to the number listed below and begin creating the life you've always wanted for yourself and your family. I can guide you to business success as long as you're willing to take the action. It all starts with saying yes to your life, saying yes to the ones that you love, and saying yes to what's possible. Walk with me on this journey, and I will not let you down. Remember, the opposite of fear is not love. The opposite of fear is empowerment. Create your dream business and start taking baby steps today. If you can dream it, you can achieve it.
One week before my birthday, I lost my job due to COVID, and I was completely devastated. I'm a single mom. I had no idea what I was going to do. And I remember just sitting there thinking that I was just lost. I had nothing. I chose marketing because I love being a creative. I love being future thinking, and I absolutely live for strategizing. And marketing is a culmination of all of those things. And so it puts my greatest strengths at the forefront of what I do. I built this business for my son. So I have a legacy that outlasts myself and is something that I can give back to him. And I also do this for all multiracial children around the world so that we don't have to feel like we have to check more than one box or have to be something that fits into the mold that everybody else wants. We are individuals, we are phenomenal, and we deserve the chance to not have to meet what everybody else wants us to be. We just want to be ourselves. Hi, I'm Raylyn Logan, and I'm the founder and owner of Gray Digital Marketing here in Portland, Oregon. For those who decide to work with me, I want them to be able to amplify their business's efforts and grow their business seamlessly through organic strategies utilizing social media. My business gives me the freedom to be able to help children. It is one of my greatest passions in life. And so I take that extra time that I have, that extra money, and I put it forward into the community, whether that's at my son's school with my high school cheerleading team or with the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. Everything I do that I give back to is anchored and centered around giving children a better place to live. Hi. So I just wanted to share a quick story with all of you. And I'm going to take it back into time. Precisely April 3rd, 2020. On April 3rd, 2020, I was working hard at a not so high paying job and crossing my fingers I wasn't going to get laid off due to COVID because I'm a single mom and there weren't a lot of jobs to go around. However, I worked in staffing and womp womp, no jobs to go around means nobody is looking for new candidates. So on April 3rd, 1 week before my 30th birthday, I was let go and I was devastated. I remember I sat on my bedroom floor and I stared at the wall for a good 4 hours before my other half came up and was like, "What's wrong?" Fast forward to a couple weeks later, I'm sitting on the couch watching my little one play, just trying to figure out what I was going to do next. And I decided to open up Gray Digital, a social media and diverse and inclusive marketing consulting agency named after my son, Grayson. So my name is Raylyn. I am the founder of Gray Digital Marketing, and I help entrepreneurs and businesses take the time suck out of social media and turn it into a scroll-stopping moneymaker. And I am so excited to share with you some of my key tips that I use to ensure that businesses are successful and they are moving the needle towards growing their business, both in revenue and brand awareness. So to really kick things off, to help you be able to make that switch today in your business, you're going to do the following. We are going to learn how to get our followers off of social. Counterintuitive, I know, but that's step one. We're going to get our followers off of social. We are going to learn how to write copy to our key audience. And we are going to learn how to make sure every post has a call to action. So I'm going to cover again, just in case you were looking down and trying to write notes. We're going to learn how to get your following off of social media. We are going to learn how to write copy to your core audience. And we are going to learn how to write a call to action every time. So step one, how to take your social media following off of social media. You do not own social media. Full stop. If Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter were to disappear right now, however many followers you have will be gone. But if you can get your following off of social media and onto your email marketing list, or in some place where they are interacting with you, in a place where you own that list becomes yours. That following becomes yours, and you have better control over how to own your revenue stream. So our goal is to be able to take our following and get them onto an email marketing list and or some other group that you own that is not owned by another entity. One of the very best ways to do this is in your bio, in your header image, in any way where people are immediately seeing your brand. Your goal is to, instead of having a link that just goes to your website or goes to a link tree with lots of options, we are going to work to just get it on a landing page that is a lead magnet to get folks onto your email list. Some of you might be like, well, I have a link tree, so I'll just make it my first one. No. We want a very clear and concise way to get people onto your email list, because a confused mind always says no. So give them one option. By giving them one option, they had two choices subconsciously to say, yes, I'm willing to give you your information because I really want said lead magnet, or no, thank you, I'm not going to fill it out. So give them one option to make the choice between yes and no. Number two is writing copy to your core audience. I'm just here to just like throw a wrench in everything these days, but you're going to write distinctly to two different type of people while writing to one. You want your copy to resonate with those who know you and those who don't. So you have your current following. They know you, they like you, they trust you. And because they know you, like you, and trust you, they probably are following along with everything that you're saying. They know that your dog's name is Coco. They know that your son's name is Gray. They know you. But somebody might not know you and be walking along the imaginary Instagram train and find your page. And when they find your page on this very first post, they need to feel like they're a part of your group too. So when you're writing that copy, we want to be able to give context for those who don't know you and be warm and welcoming to those who do. And so you're going to marry that in your copy. So if I were to talk about my trip to Maui and about the time that I almost puked on a whale, I would start that off with, let me tell you about the time that I almost puked on a whale. This might sound crazy because you know I don't live in Maui, and you're giving context to the other group that they don't know where you live. So saying I don't live in Maui when I have a tropical brand is really telling and giving context. And my regular audience is like, oh, here she goes again with a wild story. So we're going to just continuously keep marrying the fact that the people who don't know you need context, and the people who know you need a story to continue to know, like, and trust you. And then when you're writing that post, and the thing that I see so much lacking from other groups is that there's not a call to action on every single post, and a clear call to action. So when I was chatting with you about getting your following off of social media, I made the comment that you want to send them to a landing page where they only have one choice and a subconscious second choice. If you were to scroll through your social right now and read a post that you made, you either did or did not put a call to action. And when I say call to action, I'm not saying come buy this. I'm saying you're asking the audience to take some form of action. So that could be put a heart emoji in the comments if you agree. Share with me your favorite type of coffee. When you went to recess as a little kid, did you prefer Foursquare or did you prefer the monkey bars? Tell me in the comments below. Was this information helpful? Tag me, tag a friend who this might help. Those are all very clear call to actions without saying, hey, buy the new thing that I'm selling. And by doing that, people continue to interact with you, and then you start to show up on their feed because the algorithm recognizes that they take action when looking at your posts. And some of you might be like, oh, I have a call to action, no problem. But you have too many call to actions. Hey, do this, and then do this, then go here and do that. Like I said earlier, a confused mind always says no. We have to guide our audience, and we have to just give them one step at a time, just one, no more, no less. So when we are doing this, we've got to make sure that we're just asking them to make a decision. Do you prefer Foursquare? Or do you prefer the monkey bars? Let me know in the chat. Not, do you prefer Foursquare and the monkey bars? Let me know in the chat, and also make sure you tag a friend, and hey, go to my website, link is in my bio. No. You want them to take one action. And then that one action can lead to something else once they've taken that action. But don't ask them to do more than one thing, because a confused mind always says no. So I really hope that those 3 takeaways are going to be beneficial to you. If you are looking to learn more, meet me in my workshop. I'm really going to break down how to build out your content to turn it into a scroll stopping moneymaker with my own personal make for method, which is going to teach you how to make your posts money making, build awareness, get you killer leads, and use one of the 4 E's: engagement, educational, evergreen, and entertaining. So looking forward to seeing you there, and can't wait to get to know more of you and teach you about how to take the time suck out of social and turn it into a scroll stopping moneymaker. Talk to you soon. This is Raina.
My biggest challenge was trying to find my essence in a toxic marriage that I had been in for 13 years. It was a roller coaster journey of feeling depressed, feeling not confident enough, not good enough, feeling less than. I lost all hope in myself. I stopped believing in myself. I chose my business because I want to awaken young ladies and women to their true essence. I'm on a mission to ensuring that every young lady or woman that crosses my path works in her purpose, embraces her essence, and literally works in her power. What's important for me is to see the lives of women transformed. What's important for me is to see that women are able to have a balance. They're able to create this balance between their marriage, their career, their personal lives, and at the same time, walk in their essence. Hi, my name is Femi Ayodele. I'm from Maryland, and the name of my business is Your Essence Life Coach. If you decide to work with me, what I really want for you is your ability to put your life in focus, your ability to create a balance and to create boundaries wherever possible, your ability to stand tall and be able to say, I found my purpose, I'm walking in it, and I have found my power. I intend to make the world a better place, one woman at a time. I believe that if every woman could have a mindset shift to the point where they are able to embrace their uniqueness, embrace their power, embrace their essence, and they are able to flourish and blossom in any capacity that they find themselves. I strongly believe that this woman will be able to share this with their children and influence the world at large. You know what they say, teach a woman, teach the world.
Femi says that our essence is our power. And sometimes there's a trap that keeps us from tapping into it. So let's go. Without further ado, let's hear from Femi so we can find out what's those traps. We must avoid the traps. I can't wait to hear it. Come on, hit the emojis. Come on, hit the emojis. Call into the stage. Femi Let's go.
Hey there. Your essence as a woman lives inside of you. It's not only the most attractive force within you, but it is your life's force. And it's a gift that no one can ever take away from you, except you let them. A lot of times, as women, we lose our essence by letting the story of our lives take over. We forget that we are the main actors in our life story. And this is a classic trap. This is a trap where your job becomes more important than you living, where a relationship overshadows your own needs, where we allow expectations rule our emotions, and we cannot pace life at our own style. This is a trap. I say this because it is my story. It was my story, has been my story. My name is Femi Ayodele. I'm a life coach who is focused on awakening women to their true essence. I want to ensure that every woman that crosses my path embraces her essence, understands who she is, and walks in her power. I do this because I was that woman few years ago who got into a toxic relationship which ended in a toxic marriage, and I ended up losing myself. There were things that I couldn't do or say, places that I couldn't go. I put every other person's needs before mine. I am that woman that would seek solace, refuge in her job, even though it wasn't fulfilling. In addition to all of this, I was walking around in a mask. Wanted people to believe that I had a perfect life when I really didn't. I was dying slowly. I was so unhappy, depressed, so empty and unfulfilled. I was a shadow of myself. And at that point, I knew that I needed a change. I knew that I needed to make a change. I knew that I needed to get myself back. I knew that I needed to have a voice in the scheme of things. Above all, I knew that I needed to be good for myself first before I could be good for any other person. I had to set myself on a journey towards finding me. I'm saying this because a lot of times we lose our essence by allowing the situation to tell our story. Meanwhile, we are supposed to allow our essence tell the story, irrespective of whatever circumstances that we find ourselves in. You are the star in your own movie. Hence, your essence is the power of your presence. Your essence is that power that you carry that touches people wherever you go. Your essence is the heat and light that comes from your burning log. Your power is only as strong as you believe it to be. The way you see yourself is how the world is going to take you. So the first step to take for you to start to live in your essence and embrace your power is you first need to ask yourself, what do I love about myself? Do I really love myself? What are those things that I love about myself? I found myself in a team building exercise, and the question was asked, what do you love about yourself? List 10 or 15 things that you love about yourself. I couldn't. At that point, I knew that there was trouble. I had to begin to write my affirmations and begin to say these things to myself. Another question that you need to ask yourself is, what makes you unique? What makes you different? In as much as situations will make you want to hide and fit in and blend in and hide yourself, your true self cannot be hidden. You are a wonderful woman with several wonderful qualities. There will never be any woman like you. Your habits, your idiosyncrasies, your values, your experiences, these are the things that make you unique. Are you able to articulate them and say, these are the things that make me unique? Another question we need to ask ourselves is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Your strengths are those skills of yours that are supported by experience. What are those things that you are good at, that they naturally come to you? Some common strengths that we have as women is attention to detail, ability to be resilient, the ability to nurture, patience, the ability to be calm under pressure and all of that. However, there are some individual traits that you have that are unique to you. They are your own unique set of strengths. And your weakness are those things that you're not good at, and they sap your energy. If you can identify those. Now, I would not say you should waste your energy on your weakness, but work on it to the point where it doesn't rub off on your strengths. Another question that I began to ask myself was, what and who inspires me? When I was able to answer those questions, then I was able to understand where my interests lie. What motivates me? What sets me on fire? What gives me the passion? What keeps me burning? Having done that, another thing that you need to ask yourself is, how do I want to be remembered? Maya Angelou said, people will never forget how you made them feel. They can forget what you said to them, but they will never forget how you make them feel. How you made them feel is the legacy that you leave behind. How do you want people to remember you? Do you want people to remember you as the praying mother? Do you want them to remember you as the woman that does not stand for injustice? Do you want them to remember you as the woman that has strong moral values? Do you want them to remember you as a businesswoman, as a high-ranking professional? What do you want them to remember you for? Do you want to be remembered as that woman that takes good care of herself and has a high level of self-love? Whatever you want to be remembered as will help you craft your essence. It will help you craft how you walk in life. It will determine the things that you decide to do. So it's one thing for you to have passion for something. It is another thing to say, okay, I have a passion for this thing. It makes me curious. I have a passion for it. What vehicle can I use to move it forward? And if I'm moving it forward, how do I want to be remembered? In that way, you have been able to actually find your essence, embrace it, and walk in your power. So, what I would like for you to take away from here is, number one, your essence is the power of your presence. Number two, the first step to living a powerful life is understanding your essence. Without that, you might live life, but you might not live it with your life's force, with your power in it. And number three is embrace your essence and walk in your power. So with that, I say thank you for listening. Woman, put your life in focus. Have a good day. Bye.
If you could do right by your family, to live in the best neighborhoods, to have access to the best schools with quality education, to travel both domestic and internationally with your family. Well, guess what? It's totally possible through business ownership. Welcome, everybody. My name is Loretta Wetzel, also known as Mama Soul Wisdom, where I share old school wisdom for a new generation. I am passionate about families and entrepreneurship. Why? Because it is the only way to gain a competitive edge in life for yourself and your family. I am on a mission to impact 500,000 individuals and families to monetize their own unique gifts and start a business. As a prominent family entrepreneur expert, I've had the privilege of helping families start their own business, everything from hair salons to real estate investing. My promise to you is to help individuals and families become financially independent through entrepreneurship. You see, business and entrepreneurship helps to develop multiple streams of income, and that eventually points toward passive income for true wealth. Now, if you enjoyed my keynote speech, then you know you gotta stop messing around. Are you going to keep watching reruns of Empire or build your own? Are you going to keep watching Power or claim what's rightfully yours? So, how do you start your own business? I will reveal the necessary steps you must take when starting your own business. Be sure to download the workbook associated with this training first, and then follow along. We must review, and first it all starts with mindset. Now, during my keynote speech, we talked about the following. Mindset. and the ability to create. This is important, okay? Because you must believe that you are powerful and unstoppable beyond imagination. Now, how do you do that? You must be willing to take a risk on yourself and create what you want in this world. So I want you to write this down in your workbook. C stands for creating your why. Create your why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to start your own business? It's an important and critical question. What would it take to build a living legacy for yourself and your family? Why do you want to start your own business? To become financially independent? Be honest with yourself. Choose this for yourself and nobody else. Why? Because when times get rough, and they will because that's life, you must anchor on to your why. Oftentimes, you focus on the how or the doing, the running the business. That's great, but if you're busy doing, and you don't really understand why you're doing it, you're going to improve your chances to fail. So there's some action steps associated with this letter C. In your workbook, I want you to write 3 reasons. 3, why you want to start and expand your business. Three reasons why. The next is R. R for read books. Okay, some of my favorite books are The 4 Agreements by Don Luis Miguel, The New Psychology of Winning by Dennis Waitley, Loving What Is by Byron Katie. Let's see what else. The Noticer by Andy Andrews. Let's see what else. Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. These are just some of my favorite books. Now, they're mindset books, they're business books, and they're spiritual books. But all of them are personal development books. So here's your action step. I want you to pick the 2 type of books that you want to start reading. Why? Because CEOs of businesses, they read at least a minimum of 100 books per year. So if you want to run your own business and be the CEO, then you got to act like one. So I want you to pick 2 types of books. It could be spiritual and business. It could be mindset and spiritual, or mindset and business. But I want you to post some of your favorite books in my Mama Soul Wisdom Facebook group, and I'll also share some of my favorite books, and then you can let me know how you enjoyed reading them. Great. So, action step, 2 types of books to read. What's next? E is for excel. Excel in being the best, not perfectionism. Doing the best with what you have and getting what you need to get done. Here's a dirty little secret. Perfectionism kills. You are secretly telling yourself that you're not good enough, so you always are striving to make it perfect. It's not necessary. Stop messing around. So here's your action step. I want you to write down 3 things that you are good at. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be cooking. You might start a catering business. It could be cleaning. It could be voice talent for voiceovers. It could be social media. It could be makeup, arts and crafts, writing, organization, whatever it is you're good at doing. I want you to write 3 things down that you are good at. And then I want you to consider turning what you're good at into a business. Okay, the A is for affirmations. This is critical. You know why? Here's a question for you. How does our mind know what to believe? Great question, isn't it? Well, here's the secret. By verbally speaking affirmations. This helps to strengthen our beliefs and structure our thoughts so we can take action and manifest our dreams. Affirmations are critically important. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to write 3 affirmations in your workbook beginning with the words I am or I. You can do it. So, for example, I am powerful. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am unstoppable. I love my life. These are just some examples of affirmations. Write them down. You must tell yourself every single day your affirmations. It is critically important. Now, if you want to see some of my favorite affirmations, you can go to my website. So it's www.mamasoulwisdom.com/free-downloads. If you click on the 2-word secret, you will see my list of daily affirmations that I use, and it just lights me up. Your affirmations should also light you up. All right, let's go with the T next. Go. T is for training. Has anybody ever seen the movie The Karate Kid? Mr. Miyagi agrees to teach Daniel's son karate. Their agreement was, I teach, you do. When Mr. Miyagi asked him to do various chores around the house, including wax the car, paint the fence, sand the floors, Daniel's son thought he was being taken advantage of for free labor. But he was really in training for foundational karate moves. Until you train with what you know, the full manifestation of what that knowledge is supposed to be and do in your life will never show up. Action step. List one activity to train your mind, to train your body, and one to train your spirit or your soul. So, action, one activity, train your mind. One activity, train your body. One activity, spiritual. Training your mind could look like meditation. Body could look like physical exercise, walking around the block or going to the gym. Spiritual could be prayer. You choose the 3 activities, but it is critical because your mind, body, and spirit must be in alignment. Alignment. And then the last letter in create is experiencing life. You gotta experience life, people. Life. Don't squash your dreams. Life is meant to be abundant with mindset first and then experiencing all that the world has to offer. So oftentimes we don't take a moment to pause and say, oh wow, I've always wanted to fill in the blank. So that's your activity step. List 3 things you've always wanted to do. It could be going to New York for a Broadway play. It could be traveling to Beijing to walk the Great Wall of China. Whatever it is, maybe it's taking your family to Disney World. Whatever it is that you've always wanted to do, I want you to list 3 things. I've always wanted to do. And you know how life gets in the way, right? I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, it's never the right time, this. Stop. Put it in the universe. 3 things you've always wanted to do. And there you have create. Create your life. Now, as a prominent family entrepreneur expert, I want you to understand that 99% of success is built on former failure. So you must be willing to keep creating, to keep taking those action steps over and over and over again. And I want you to do it in the context of 3 success factors. So here are 3 success factors for families and business to keep you in action. There we go. 3 success factors. Number 1 in success factor that is so critically important. You want to know what it is? Gratitude. Everything starts with gratitude. It can transform common days into holidays. It can take routine jobs and turn it into joy. It can take ordinary opportunities and change into extraordinary blessings. Gratitude is not a challenge. It's a choice. So here's your action step. Start a gratitude journal. Everything starts with gratitude. I want you to start a 30-day gratitude journal. So here's the specifics on that. List 10 things daily that you are grateful for 30 days straight. No skipping. Now, you are not allowed to list what you've listed before previously in the past days. At the end of this experiment, I want you to post what your experience was like in my Mama Soul Wisdom Facebook group. Post your comments. The first week or so, pretty easy. 10 things daily. But you begin to run out like, oh, I said that before. I can't write it down. I got to pick something new. It will take your gratitude, appreciation, and thankfulness to a new level. Now, step number 2, raise your vibrational frequency. Got to do it. All right. So this is 1. Here's 2. Raise your frequency. It's your energy. Raise your frequency. You cannot create your business from a low vibrational frequency. If you want your business to grow and thrive, you attract the people and the resources that you need to do business, you got to keep your energy up. Now, you're not required to bounce off the walls, but you do need to vibrate at a high level because it is the difference between action and reaction. Action produces results. It may not be the results that you're looking for, but you can adjust and tweak and do it again. Reaction usually involves a trigger. That means you're stuck in a negative emotional state, producing no results. Now, what are ways in which you can raise your vibrational frequency? Deep breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Whenever you get in a panic in the middle of the day or you're just not feeling your best, pause, take a moment, and take 10 deep breaths. And that will help reset your nervous system so that you can create in a high vibrational energy. Here's another one of my favorites. Dancing. You can do that. You can do exercising, meditation, journaling. They're just some of the few ways that you can raise your vibrational frequency. Also, during meditation, light a candle if that helps you to focus. So what are your action steps? List 3 ways you can raise your vibrational frequency on a daily basis. And I want you to start this in the mornings. 3 activities. And 30 minutes max. It will require you to get up a little earlier in the morning. It's okay. Now, if you can't start off with 30 minutes, start off with 10 and work your way up to 30. But the key is you must build this muscle of raising your vibrational frequency in the morning, so when you run out of energy sometimes mid-afternoon, you know what to do to snap back. 3, build your self-esteem. Okay? Self-esteem is having respect and a favorable opinion of yourself and also your abilities. Now, don't allow other people to place you in false frames. What do I mean by that? That means other people are defining who you are instead of you defining who you are. Self-esteem is critical. You must love and appreciate who you are in this world and what it is that you have to offer. So what's your action steps? Well, instead of watching the movie 10 Things I Hate About You, how about if we list 5 things that you like about yourself and how these attributes can be used in business? You can do it. 5 things you like about yourself. Now that the recap is done with the create, now that the recap is done with those 3 success factors, let's get down to business and reveal some of the necessary steps when you want to start your own business. You ready? Okay. Let's get this going here. Starting your business. Step 1. Step number 1, set your goals. Determine whether starting your own business is going to look like starting it from home and starting a home online business, or whether or not you want to do brick and mortar. Having your own business has its own unique challenges, so you better be clear on your big picture goals. Part of that is preparation, okay, and understanding before you start your business to make sure you have enough reserves in the bank to prepare your friends and your loved ones that you might be tied up for the next 6 months or a year because you're starting your own business. That's part of your preparation. But when it comes to setting goals, they will help you to focus when things don't go quite like you expect them to. So what are some big picture goals? You want to work on your own terms. Maybe you need flexibility to be with your family. Whatever your big picture goals are, here's your action steps. I want you to list 3 big picture goals for starting or expanding your own business, and I want you to attach a feeling to those goals. Goals. 3 big picture goals plus feeling. Why do I want you to attach a feeling to it? Because feelings anchor in beliefs. So just don't write down any old thing. Write down a big picture goal that has meaning to it, has emotion and feelings attached to it so that you can anchor it in. Step number 2, you gotta look like a business. Look like a business. You know what? You can't just say you're in business. You got to look like a business. Now, here are a few tasks for you to complete. Number one, you want to create a customized URL. It's a link for your business. Too many people have great business ideas, but they never really actually start a business. You can't have a business without having a link or a customized URL because you need it for your website. You need it for marketing materials. You want to be able to attract your target customers. Now, GoDaddy is a common service that you can use to go and get your customized URL link. But there are other vendors. You pick out the one that works best for you. Customized URL. Okay, what else do you need to do? You got to create a business email address. I like to party 24/7@gmail.com. That's not going to work. Or hotpan66@hotmail. That's not going to work. You want to be able to create a business email address, because otherwise sometimes your personal emails are inappropriate for doing business. Now, usually individuals will often use their business name at gmail.com, and that's perfectly acceptable. However, if you have flexibility in your budget, consider securing a business email which looks like your name at bcs.com or whatever the name of your business is. So sometimes it's a small monthly fee, but it looks professional if you have a business email address. Business email. The next, business phone number. Need a business phone number. There is nothing worse or unprofessional than answering a phone and you're yelling at your kids in the background or whatever is going on. But if you only have one phone, then how do you know when it's an incoming business call? Well, there are various apps that you can choose from to secure an additional phone number that can be used for business only at minimum cost. You can use Google Voice, no cost, Ring Central, Magic Jack. Those are just some of the few of the apps. But if you choose to use Google Voice, make sure you remove the announcement message. We will now contact the Google subscriber. You know what? That screams amateur rather than professional. Next task, form a business entity. You got to form a business entity, and this is a big one that most people miss. Now, can you start your own business without incorporating? Yes, you can. It's called being a sole proprietor. Do I recommend that you start your own business without forming a formal entity? I don't recommend it. Creating an entity such as a sub-S corporation or an LLC for your business is critical for additional benefits. And here's the misperception. Most people think that you must form those corporations in Nevada or Delaware. Not true, people. That's for major C corporations. You must form your business entity in the state in which you're doing business in. Now, this will provide your business for many, many benefits. For sub-S corporation, first of all, you're going to pay significantly less in taxes by eliminating the self-employment tax. You can also start your business seasoning And when you are applying for business credit in the future, they're going to want to know how long you've been in business. So you might as well start your formal entity now. It can also reduce the possibility of you receiving an audit notice from the IRS. That's just some of the few of the benefits by incorporating as a sub S. Now, let me provide the disclaimer. I am not an accountant or a financial advisor, but I'm here to tell you, being in business for myself for over 10 years, my business partner over 40 years, this is what you want to do. So I want you to write this down. Go to pgwetzel.com to set up an appointment. The consultation is at no cost. You can have a conversation and say, I would like to set up a business entity. Can you support me? Now, the consultation is no cost, but to set up the business entity itself for incorporation, there is a fee, but the prices are reasonable. So I want you to write this down and go to pgwetzel.com. pgwetzel.com. Go to the website to set up the appointment. And if you mention BlackCEO22, you will receive a 15% discount. Next task, open a business banking account. Banking account. Now that you have a formal business entity, you have the necessary paperwork to take that to the bank and open up a business account so you can keep your personal income and expenses separate from your business income and expenses. This is critical for filing your taxes with the IRS and taking advantage of those business tax write-offs. Step number 3, set up your financials. Let me flip to another page here. Set up financials. This is a critical step, and it is important to keep it simple. Sometimes people freak out when it comes to numbers. Now, there's a lot to do in this area, but we're only going to cover 2 action steps today. Number 1, you want to set up a budget. And here's the key word. Simple. Keep it simple. What does that mean? Income and expenses. That's it. That's all I want you to identify. Now, there are several software programs that can help you with budget tracking. You can consider free or low-cost options. You can have Mint. You can have QuickBooks Desktop Pro. But whatever it is, make sure you take advantage of any free trials before you invest. You want to be able to keep it simple. Now, you must also track your expenses. Track. Track. This is the biggest mistake most entrepreneurs make because they don't want to track. You must track and then prioritize your expenses. I don't care if you take a 59-cent spiral notebook to track your expenses. It's better to use Excel, but whatever works best for you. But you must be able to track your expenses So when your money comes in and you know where it is going out so you can adjust. Really, basically, when starting out in business, you don't need a whole lot of fancy tools. You basically, for an online business, need three things. You need a laptop with strong internet. You need a mobile phone with good mobile phone service and access to transportation for networking and meeting clients when necessary. That's it for an online business. Now, there are many more steps when you first start a business, and I really don't have time today to share all of them. But if you choose to work with me, I will support you to the finish line, baby. Remember, there's a purpose for everyone that you meet. Some people come into your life to test you. Some people come into your life to teach you. Some come to use you. And then there are some who bring out the very best in you. I want you to take action. Thank you, Siri. I want you to take action. Don't wait. I can guide you to business success as long as you take the action and say yes right now. Sign up for my 5-day challenge, Prep Your Life, Prep Your Business. And each day, I will provide you with simple tasks you can accomplish to begin building your business, achieve your dreams, and come out a winner. Go to my webpage with BlackCEO22 and sign up for this no-cost challenge. It's a fun way to see whether or not you have the chops to start your own business and succeed. Now, the 5-day challenge will start soon after the conference. So pay attention, sign up, and I will see you on the other side. Remember, the opposite of fear is not love. The opposite of fear is empowerment. Create your dream business and start taking those baby steps today. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. My name is Loretta Wetzel, also known as Mama Soul Wisdom, sharing old school wisdom for a new generation. I'll see you soon.
Welcome to the workshop. I am so excited to get started. I'm going to give you just a quick second to grab your notebook, grab a writing utensil, and we are going to jump right into this on turning your social media into a scroll-stopping moneymaker with my Make 4 method. So, here we go. So welcome to turning your social media into a scroll-stopping moneymaker so you can stop worrying about social media sucking the time out of your business. So 4.8 million people around the world actively use social media. If you even had 1% of that number, what would it do to your business or mission? That would be 48,000 followers. And you would get a little check mark on Instagram. And if we're following the organic rule of 10%, meaning that only 10% of your audience is going to see what you post for each given post, this would mean 48,000 people would see each individual post. 480 people would take action on that post, and 48 people would connect to see how to work with you, all on each individual post. That could be game changing, because if we do some math and let's say you post 5 times a week, if 5 times a week times 48, you would have 240 customers reaching out asking how to work with you. And that is going to be the power of social media. So I want to know, do you believe the following about being successful on social media? Go ahead, raise your hand. Do you believe that you have to post every single day? Do you believe that you have to have a large following? Do you believe that you have to crack the algorithm in order to get any of your posts seen? Do you have to spend too much time on social media just to warrant some results? And do you believe you have to be on all social channels? Well, knowing that there's tons of hands in the air, let's go ahead and let's shift our mindset for a split second and say this out loud with me. I get the opportunity to post every single day. I get to grow a large following that trusts me. I get to spend time with an engaged audience that wants to hear from me. And I get to be on the channels where I can best serve my audience. So think about that. You get to be where you can best serve your audience. You don't have to be everywhere. If you weren't made to TikTok, don't TikTok. If you weren't made to YouTube, don't YouTube. If you weren't made to tweet, don't tweet. Be where it's comfortable for you and where your audience is. So our goal here today is to be able to take what you learn and start using it immediately. By the end of this workshop, you'll be treating your business social media like stop treating your business social media like it's for your mom and start treating it like the money maker that it is. So today we're going to understand the Make For method. We're going to brainstorm content together to take the social anxiety out of social media. And I'm going to teach you how to put both of those things together to make a seamless and easy planning process that takes no time at all. So, hey there, I'm Raylan Logan, owner and founder of Gray Digital Marketing. And I did not start business in a traditional sense. I started it on the floor crying 1 week before my birthday. My 30th birthday landed during the pandemic because I am born in April, and I lost my job, and I am the only caretaker for my son, Grayson. So one day I was scrolling through the gram, looked at my beautiful baby boy and said, looks like I'm going to teach people how to use social media. Went out into the world, put my fashion marketing degree to the test and my knowledge of social. And the world kept spinning. George Floyd was murdered. I became that go-to expert for diversity and inclusive marketing, and the rest is history. So since that time, I have become an award-winning marketer, being listed as one of the top 50 Black marketers according to the African American Marketing Association, alongside names such as Bazoma St. John, who is the CMO for Netflix. Within my 10 plus years of experience within sales and marketing, I have noticed that there's just an opportunity to do better with a diverse and equitable lens. So within the last 5 years, I've been focusing on making that change. I have been speaking about my experiences and ways organizations can improve their marketing efforts on podcasts, panels, and conferences such as Sales Fuel, Business Over Beers, and nationally for the American Marketing Association. I'm very involved in my community. I coach cheer, I mentor for Parachute Media, Portland Prosper, and PI, the Portland Incubator Experiment, and I volunteer with the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. So if you want to grow your revenue 5 times faster and reach out to a diverse audience, I am your go-to expert, and I will help you generate business doing so with an equitable and diverse lens. So what I'm going to share with you today is going to blow your mind. And I'm going to start that by saying content is not king. And I'm sure some of you are sitting there being like, what? The social media expert is saying content is not king. No, it's not. Conversion is king. And our goal is to say hello to the money, because if your business is not generating money, it's not a business. It's a hobby. So we want to be able to take those posts and get them to work best for you. And that's what we're going to work on here today. So welcome to the Make For method. This is my proprietary method on how I put together content to best create a sales funnel within my social media and turn it into the scroll stopping moneymaker that it is. I'm tongue-tied today. So M stands for money making. 10% of your posts over a given time should be money making. And 40% of your posts should be building brand awareness. So that leaves us with 15% of your posts to actively be generating leads. And so we have the K stands for killer leads, meaning those are people we want to interact with, we want to do business with. They're not giving us a headache. They are actively giving to us and we're actively giving back. And then we want to look at our 4 E's. And these are so important to this, especially as it pertains to social media. So 35% of your posts should be one of the following E's: engaging, entertaining, educational, or evergreen, meaning no matter what time of year it is, it still holds weight and is strong for your audience day in, day out, 24/7, 365 days a year. So let's learn how to use these to best work for our social media. So I start with money making. Even though it's the smallest percentage of what you're going to be doing on social, we start with money making because that's the number one thing that is on your mind. And it is our end goal that we have in sight, is to generate revenue for our business. And as we're doing that, we want to make sure that that ask is still engaging, it's entertaining, it's pulling in our audience to make that happen. So we're going to start with our end game in sight. And I'm going to go through 3 different versions of this, depending on if you are a coach, depending on if you own a product that you are selling, or if you are a service provider. So after this, you can definitely use this information for one of your posts as you're going along and be able to just take this copy, it's yours, and see what kind of generation you get with it. So as we go along and these next 4 steps of the Make For method, I'm going to be giving key examples in all 3 of these areas. So if you are a coach, and play pretend with me here for a moment, is you could write this copy with a photo that says, there are no guarantees in life except ... Okay, so as your coach, I can't guarantee that you're going to get a Maserati tomorrow. But with my signature coaching program, the Make For method, I can guarantee a few things, like you will start getting DMs in your inbox asking how to work with you. I can guarantee that you're going to get a sale once a month. I can guarantee that people are going to look to you as the go-to expert in your field. Are you ready for a little bit more of me in your life? I'm offering free one-on-one calls with potential clients for the next 3 days. Send me a direct message and let's chat. So what's really great about that is it is engaging. It's sharing and teaching folks exactly what it is and what you do. And it has a call to action. And our goal is to get them off of social media. So by saying DM me so we can book a call allows me to better convert that person into being a potential client in the future and is going straight for the money. Let's try product. And just so you know, I'm making up some of these on the spot. So bear with me. Some of our products might get pretty hilarious as we move through because I don't sell products naturally. Soap classes in session. That's right. Today we're sharing a step-by-step demo of how to use soap. So we hope to answer any little questions you might have. Soap is our most popular. So if you haven't snagged it yet, hopefully this demo will inspire you. Ready? Here's a step-by-step tutorial on how to use soap. First, you're going to squirt a little bit of it in your hands. Then you're going to turn on your sink water and put your hands underneath and start rubbing them together. Then we're going to get it nice and bubbly and rinse it until there is no more bubbles. Then we're going to turn off the water, dry our hands. What do you want one for yourself? Send me a DM and I'll get that direct product link to you. I hope everybody has soap. But as you can see, I'm giving a way to show how you use that product in your daily life. And sometimes seeing things in action is all anybody needs to be like, ooh, I might need that. That solves a problem for me or gives into a want or desire. And by saying, hey, if you DM me, I'll give you the direct link so you don't have to go looking for it, even better. We shortened the gap on what it took to get to that product. So again, we're getting folks by DMing, by getting people to slide into your DMs, they are giving you permission to pitch to them, and you are able to easily send links, and you are able to easily get them off of social media and into the networks that you control. So very, very important. We have a very clear and concise call to action, asking them to just do one thing. So if you heard my keynote, it is really important that that call to action is asking your audience to take one action and do one thing. So let's move on to services. There's many service providers here, marketers, agencies, virtual assistants, and services are really, really important to what we do as business owners. So let's talk about if you are a service owner. Intimacy can be scary. I'll be the first to admit that. However, when it comes to making my clients happy, I want to know, will we be working together closely? How close? Well, there will be no need to change our relationship status on Facebook. But here, all of the ways we'll be in touch over time working together. So we will have one-on-ones monthly. I will be available for you via Voxer so we can voice chat at any time. And if you need a more group environment, you are also welcome to participate in our Facebook group. Does that sound like your dream setup? I hope so. Send me a DM today and let's see if we're a perfect fit for each other. So what's great about this is it has a really funny hook. And when you're scrolling through your Instagram, you can only see about the first sentence before somebody has to click on more. So when I even said intimacy can be scary, I was like, where in the world is this going? But to talk about the relationship that you have with your clients is really important because it is a more personal relationship when you're giving services. And that is something we have to be mindful of. So get to the crux of the problem quickly, even if it's with humor, it's entertaining. And that is what puts us in one of our 4E categories, is that is entertaining. It's also educational for somebody who's learning how to work with a new service provider. So keeping that in mind, that is just an incredible way to have fun and meet the needs of what people are looking for on social, while also giving a very clear, hey, I'm available to work with right now. Am I a good fit for you? So that's money making, but that's only 10% of what you're doing when posting on social media. So let's talk about awareness. Building brand awareness is the best thing we can do for ourselves and our business. Full stop, period. The saying, if I built it, they will come, only works if they were aware that you did it in the first place. And a lot of times, especially on the internet, we don't know. Until you have built up your Google My Business and you've built up your SEO, you're probably on page 400 for Google searches on the best soap product. And that's the harsh, cold reality. But you have to build it and you have to yell it from a mountaintop. That's just the way this works. So as we're looking at that, let's start with product, on what it looks like to create a post that has copy that's truly building awareness for your industry. So we might not use soap this time, but let's see what I come up with today. It's always the best of both worlds when you can support a small business by purchasing our Save the World t-shirt and support a wonderful nonprofit organization at the same time. The Save the World t-shirt is back in stock for a limited time, and you can only get it by pre-ordering before Friday. And when you purchase the Save the World t-shirt today, a portion of the proceeds goes to Save the Turtles Association to help find a way to get more garbage out of our oceans and save the turtles and all the other wonderful sea life that there is, so that our children and our children's children have fresh water and a world that they can be proud of. So I'm pretty sure Save the Turtles Association doesn't exist, but when you're doing this and you're tagging someone else, what is so important about that is they're probably going to be over the moon that you are doing something great for them. So they want to further help themselves by getting more people to come buy that Save the World t-shirt from you. And let's say Save the Turtles Association has a 1.5 million following, and you only have 1,500. By Save the Turtles going out and sharing that with their audience, they have a greater chance of 15,000 people seeing it. And then add on the 150 that you have a chance of seeing it. We now have a larger reach of 15,150 people who may potentially go and look at your shirt. And so if we say 15,150 people times 10%, that means your following of 1,515 people are going to take action to check out that shirt. And if we're still following that rule of 10%, that means 151 people are going to purchase, most likely, best case scenario. So we're leaning, when creating brand awareness, we're trying to lean on other networks to further our network by building those relationships and making sure we're adding value to somebody else while still adding value to ourselves and our brand. Moving into service, you can also do this by looking at other content creators or people who are in your niche that are just a few more steps ahead in their journey than you are right now. So be very, very strategic about this. But for videos that suck me in, I don't scroll my Instagram feed often, but when I do, I always get sucked in by the video content from these 4 accounts, specifically Reels. Check out these 4 accounts and their amazing Reels. List 4 folks that you are following right now who are doing great things and ask, whose Reels are you enjoying these days? And see what pops up in your comments, because whoever your audience is following, you probably want to know what they're doing too. So it's a great way to get to know your competition and build more community, not only amongst your followers, but also with your friends who are doing the same thing. Always good to support one another. And then last but not least, and a great segue brought to you from the service section, is the coach section. So community over competition. I'm a coach, and yep, I have friends who are coaches too. I'm not worried about sharing how wonderful they are because we all bring different gifts to the table. Take Marcus, for example, who's fantastic at talking about social justice as it pertains to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Or take in Ciara, who is a magician at creating a pre-game strategy for how to start and run your business operations while looking at it with a diverse lens. Please head to their profiles and show them a little love too. You won't regret it. So this is sending people over to them. So they're getting more followers, they're getting more added value, and you're putting a little bit more good out to the world, and they're most likely going to return the favor. So the key takeaways from brand awareness are: utilize the networks of others to start your word of mouth. It is so important. There is nothing wrong about getting who is considered your competition and your community to share what you're doing, because they might say it one way and you might say it another, but you resonate with different people. And that is so important. So get it out there and get social and social media, because that is what's going to build your brand awareness. Killer leads. The best thing about this is I just needed a word that started with the letter K. So MAKE was a true acronym, but let's get down to it. Everyone loves a lead that actually brings in the money. Finding qualified leads can also be really hard, but you can do so by passively using the copy I have for you below. So let's kick it off with service this time. What's in a word? Recently, I asked my current and past clients to describe me and my services in one word. And here are the top 5 common words I got back. I got back relaxed. I got back vibes. I also got back bold and funny and easygoing. If these words describe the kind of service provider you'd like to work with, don't hesitate to book a call with me today. So this is just people, it's like very vague on how they're going to book a call with me. But if this person were to take action and click on the contact button on my Instagram, if they were to pop it in the comments, or if they were to DM me, I could just send them the link to book a call. And I can get them onto my email list quickly and start telling and sharing why they should know, like, and trust me. Looking at it from a coaching lens, the struggle is real. As a coach, I keep things private between my clients and I, of course. But lately I've noticed a few similar themes pop up between my various clients. Here are the top 3 things I see my clients with struggling right now. If I take this action, is it going to be performative? How do I know I'm going to get results from this action? And I'm scared. What are others going to think of me? Are you working through one of those challenges right now? Send me a private message and let's get you out of this hump. So this is just inviting somebody to say, let's have a dialogue. Let's talk about it. I'm not saying that I'm going to charge you anything. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying, hey, welcome to my circle. Let's do this. Again, if you have that private conversation with them in your DMs, that's allowing you to build that know, like, trust factor. That is so core to your business, especially if you are a coach. And it's giving you that lead that you can ask and say, hey, I hope this was helpful. Was that helpful for you? Do I have your permission to share with you how we can work together further? Simple, easy, to the point, but it allows you that ability to start having that dialogue. And then last one, best one, product. Can you spare a square? No one likes running out of their favorite product, let alone toilet paper. The good news, we can make sure that you never run out of your fave again. All you have to do is comment "spare me" below, and we'll send a link to get on our mailing list so you never have to be without again. Go on, give it a try. We'll see you in the comments. So this is just asking people to just do something to be reminded of when a product comes into play. So if you're a retailer and you have a go-to cami, if you're a women's retailer and you always have it in nude, black, and white, and we know there's still always going to be there, and then we have a pop of color. So in the month of March, it's going to be green, hot pink, and pale blue, because we're moving into full-blown spring. And there's some people who they swear by this cami, they wear it under all of their clothes, and they collect those pops of color. And sometimes they also need to be reminded that it's time to switch out that white because it's no longer white. So getting them on your mailing list for their favorite item and sending those like monthly seasonal reminders saying, hey, meet the new color of the season. Have you replaced your black one yet? Has it faded out? Is going to be so important to your business. And again, like I said in the keynote, it takes them off of social media and into your network that you own, because you don't own social media. And it's really important to use this as a tool to funnel your business. And your business isn't on social media. Your business is with you. This is just a tool to get people moving in the right direction, and that right direction is you. Now let's move on to the 4 E's of the Make 4 method. So our 4 E's are engagement, educational, entertaining, and evergreen. The best part of social media are these 4 things. People go to social media to see what a company and brand does. And so we'll stick through there and we'll look at products and we'll do these things and we'll see if they're the things that last forever and be evergreen. We sometimes just scroll through it to be entertained because we have nothing better to do. And so I don't know about all of you, but I died laughing over that gentleman skateboarding with a cranberry juice. Like, why? That man now makes millions helping out Ocean Spray. Educational. I have learned a lot, even from my other fellow peers on social media, just because of great quick reels that are like, do this, don't do this. Do this, don't do this. And it's engaging. In the time of COVID, in this pandemic, we haven't been able to see lots of people depending on where you live in the nation. I live in a very rule following state. And so I spent most of my time in lockdown for the past 2 years. And I'm grateful for that. But at the same time, somebody as outgoing as I am needs the ability to engage with others. And so engagement on social media has been a huge factor for me. And I've made so many friends across the nation because of it. So we're going to circle it back to our coach frame of mind. And we're going to start there. And what I only did in this one is, because there's only 3 sections, I felt it was only fair to do just 1 E. And we're going to stick to engagement for today. So, coach, ever fake it? There's a term thrown around quite a bit, imposter syndrome. The way I define it is not feeling confident in myself or not being able to give enough to my audience to feel like they're getting enough back. And that's scary for me. But the good news is I've found that there are 3 things you can do to help yourself overcome the feeling of being an imposter. 1, you can create a praise page where you just copy and paste all of the nice things people have ever said about you and read it when things are hard. 2, you can create a badass list where you just write down all the things that you've accomplished that have gotten you to where you are now. And so when you're having a tough day, you're just going to go back and read that. And 3 is to look in the mirror every single day and tell myself that I am awesome and high five. So save this post by tapping the flag icon for the next time you're feeling like an imposter. So the fun, quirky thing called the algorithm that we're all so scared of really enjoys it when posts are being saved because it tells people that they really do value that content. And every single time you have a post that's getting great engagement, like people are in the comments, people are sharing it, people are saving it, the algorithm recognizes you as somebody that people want to engage with and hang out with on social media. And that's what continues to bump up your posts. We're not going to talk about that today, but that's just a little bit of an insight on how the algorithm works. Moving right along to product. Product, recycling, upcycling, and repurposing. What's the deal? These aren't just trends, but actual ways that you can get your wrap-up cardigan to live on long after you first purchased it. Have you ever considered how you might be able to repurpose one of our products? Here's a fun idea for you. Take your cardigan and wrap it around twice. Grab a really cool belt that you've saved from the early 2000s, pop it on, and throw on a pair of skinny jeans and your favorite thigh-high boots. And voila, you're ready for fall. Let us know in the comment, have you tried something like this before? So telling folks how they can get more use out of what you are selling is instrumental, especially as we go into an age of being more of a minimalist, as many of us are looking to saving our environment, as we go into an age of inflation and we're just trying to stretch it. A lot of us had to feel that pain at the beginning of 2020. And so we've learned over time to just get what we can reuse and repurpose. And as we're still facing supply chain issues, and you're somebody who sells a product, you're probably going to want that to stretch for a while. And then last one, best one, and our last one before we switch gears is service. Where's Waldo Office Edition? Here's a snap of my current workplace. Yes, where all the magic happens. Some of my clients are surprised to see how messy, and I mean it, messy it is. Take a look at all my gadgets and gizmos. Am I missing anything? I mean, I have a cheer bell. I have lipstick. I've got a very fancy mirror, in case you need one. Probably blinded somebody with that one. And about 15 ring lights. So am I missing anything? Only time will tell. I'm definitely not going to give anybody a snapshot of the mess back here, but it's a great way to make you seem human. And that's something that as you grow on social media, people seem to disconnect from and need to be reminded that once upon a time, you were just like them and started out with 0 followers. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with humanizing yourself because it's what people need. People connect with people, not businesses, not items. People connect with people. And that's how you become a really great salesperson, is if you can get to understand the people that you serve. So let me know, what do you think of this make for method? What are you going to try and how is it going to help your business? And as we think about that, we're going to shift gears because now I want to show you how to brainstorm your content to best plan for success in social media before we put both of my methods together. So I'm going to take a second to stop sharing and I'm going to pull out my handy dandy whiteboard and we are going to create a bubble brainstorm chart. So do you remember when we were kids and we were expected to brainstorm our papers before we wrote them so we could get the best idea possible? I want to say I did it, and I know I did it in 5th grade, but I remember doing it as early as 3rd. So I'm going to take us back to our 5th grade classroom and we're going to start bubble brainstorming. All right, got my handy dandy expo marker and whiteboard. So let's get this set so you can kind of see my board a little bit better than we could before. So we are going to just draw a circle on our paper. And in that circle, I want you to write the name of your business. So I'm going to acronym mine because mine's really long. So Gray Digital Marketing. And I'm going to draw a line here and I'm going to write different things that I can talk about in my business. So I can talk about diverse and inclusive marketing. I'm going to shorten a lot of these things because I will run out of space. Draw a circle around that. I can talk about social media tricks. I can talk about the make for method. Who do we make it for? And I can talk about power of market research. All things that I do in my business. And what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to break it down further. So since we just went over the make for method, I'm going to use that as our example right now. So in this make for method, I can talk about posts being money making. I can talk about awareness posts. I can talk about getting leads. And I can talk about engagement to keep it simple. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to do those for every single one of these if I were you. So as we're looking at this, bringing it back, we're going to put our business in the center, what it is that our whole orbit circles around, and the different main topics that we talk about within what we do. Then we're going to take those large topics and we're going to talk about all the micro topics that come with it. And as you're planning this, I suggest that you do it once a month. And doing it once a month is going to get you to be able to plan an entire month's worth of content. So let's do some fast math. Let's say I have 4 ideas for this and 4 ideas for this. Looks like fun little suns. 4 ideas for this. And each one of these ideas has a money-making post, an awareness post, a killer leads post, and a engagement, educational, entertaining, or evergreen post. So let's do some quick math. This is 4, this has 4, this has 4, this has 4. If each one of these sections has 4 posts within the subsections, that means each subsection is getting 16 posts a month. So 16, 16, 16, 16. And what is 16 times 4? Well, that's just not math that I have the power to do right now. So 12 plus 12 is 24. We're going to carry the 2. 4 ones plus a 2 is 6. That is 64 posts a month. 64. That is more days than there is in a month. And I bet you could probably do this in under 10 minutes because you know your business best. So if you had the power to just pick, say you had 4 topics in your business, and I'm sure some of you have more, don't go over 7. But you have 4 topics in your business. And of those 4 topics, you can make a money-making post, an awareness post, a killer's leads post, and an engagement post for every single one. Teaching your audience, letting your audience get to know you, letting your audience engage with you, letting your audience choose to learn how to work with you, and letting your audience buy from you. If you did that, if you posted basically twice a day, and you did this at the beginning of every month, you would never not know what to post. And the anxiety of what to post today goes out the window and is made so simple because you took 10 minutes to plan for it. And you did it with intentionality because you did it with the end goal in sight. And that end goal was to make money by putting it together with the Make For method. So take a minute, take a beat, and do your bubble brainstorm chart right now. Give yourself the opportunity to just think of 4 things in your business you can talk about and 4 subtopics within those topics you can talk about. And then I bet you it won't be too hard to come up with quick posts because social media wasn't meant to be long form. It's bite-sized pieces. So how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. So let's put that away. Let's fix this camera. Gotta love angles, everyone. And let's get back to sharing our screen. So let's go over real quick what we covered today. So we started with lesson 1, which was structuring our content with using the Make For method. Setting up your post for conversion success is what helps you grow your business. By following that Make For method, you are setting yourself to be the expert in your field and serving your customers 24/7, 365 days a year. Lesson 2, we covered how to brainstorm your content. I did it in under 5 minutes, but I didn't complete it. So this takes that social anxiety out of social media, and it gets you off the metaphorical hamster wheel of, what do I post today? Giving you space to think clearly and see the path forward. And that is what lots of people struggle with. And then lesson 3 was putting it all together. Putting a process to your social media funnel with clarity on the topics you cover for your audience will put you ahead of your competition. Almost every single person who works with me tells me that they don't really have a plan. They don't know what they're going to post, and it creates a lot of anxiety for them because they feel like they have to be everywhere all the time. And you simply don't. If you do it for one social media platform, copy and paste that ish and put it on the next one. Because who sees it on Twitter isn't going to necessarily see it on Instagram, isn't necessarily going to see it on LinkedIn. So do it once and post it everywhere. And I bet you're going to get some pretty phenomenal responses. So at the end of this, did you know that you have the world at your fingertips, literally in the palm of your hand? So start posting right now, if you didn't already do so in this workshop. And I challenge you to post once a day, utilizing that make-for method to truly transform not only your business, but your growth as an individual and the connections you make online. But there's so much more to this that I couldn't just teach in a workshop that goes beyond the make-for method. So if you're interested, slide into my DMs and DM me the word make. You can do that at Gray Digital Marketing. That is at GRAY Digital MKTG on Instagram. And I will send you my free ebook on how to sell in your stores. It was such a joy to be able to work with all of you today. I hope you took away at least one thing, and I look forward to seeing you on social media. Talk soon. Mahalo. Catch you on the grab.